Hey there, fierce leaders, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this is a big one. Do you ever feel like you just have so much on your plate and so much to do, and you just don't know where you're gonna find all the time in the day to do it? Or do you find that sometimes in your week you get the Sunday scaries or that anxiety going into the week because you're going, how am I gonna get all of these things that I need to get done without creeping into all of my personal life, into my sleep, and while staying a sane human? Well, I totally get you, and as a leadership coach and consultant, I've seen firsthand working with hundreds of young leaders, the way that this overwhelm and this inner tension makes us feel heavy and way less productive. So in today's video, I'm going to actually share with you how I get way more done in way less time using time batching. And the powerful thing about this is that as you utilize time batching, you get to spend way more time in your flow state, way less time context switching, and you get to find that you find way more freedom in your day, you're doing things with way more ease, and ultimately feel a lot lighter. So if you're ready to feel a lot more free in your work week and feel way more confident that you get to do what really matters most and spend more time doing what you love, then keep on watching. All right, so what is time batching? And frankly, it's really when you batch your time to focus on similar tasks. That way you can better utilize your focus and your attention in a productive and effective and efficient way. The best way to see this is actually an analogy that I love that Tim Ferriss uses. So in regards to laundry. So if you have, a pair of dirty socks, are you gonna go and throw that one pair of dirty socks in the laundry and do a whole load just for that one pair? Or are you gonna wait till you have a full load of laundry and then, because it's the best use of your time and your resources, do it then? And time batching is so impactful because in a time where there's so much digital dementia, so much overstimulation, and so much distraction, it's really easy to find ourselves multitasking. And there's been so much research showing up around the negative impact of multitasking on our ability to be productive and effective. And actually the research that I love is done by Dr. Sophie Leroy, where she actually introduced a concept in a 2009 paper called attention residue. And basically what this means is every time we context switch or go from one task to the next, we actually leave a bit of our attention, this attention residue, on the previous task. And if you think about this and how it compounds, if we're always running from, writing a piece of content, writing an email, but then all of a sudden in a meeting, and then responding to our phone, and then, responding to something else, we're always context switching. And if you think about all of that residue we're leaving everywhere, how can we get as much as we really need to get done in a day without also feeling pretty tired and heavy and overwhelmed in that, right? And so what I love is with time batching, I have seen firsthand how much more I've been able to focus and really be in that flow state because I spent a lot less time giving room for all of these distractions and being pulled in many directions. And I'm so much clearer about structuring my weeks, structuring my days in a really effective and productive ways. So now I can spend way more time enjoying my personal life, enjoying these other parts of my life that otherwise before I was finding I was really having to compromise. And if nothing else, I feel overwhelmed a lot by just the sheer amount I had to get done. And then in regards to time batching, I time batch on a monthly scale, weekly, and daily. And I'll show you through my examples exactly where this all plays out. Okay, so I must clarify that to actually do a lot of this time batching, something that's really important for me is every quarter, so for every 12 weeks of the year, I have a clear strategy because I have my 5 core priorities mapped out. And if you're someone that doesn't have any visibility into what you're doing that's most impactful, what your most impactful goals and priorities are, then check out this video here where I go through a step-by-step process on exactly how you can declutter a lot of the tasks and projects that are depleting you and not energizing you, and also get a lot of clarity on what is most impactful. Now that we've covered that, so with my quarterly goals in place, I then know with that in mind, I come up with 3 main goals, monthly goals that I have for the month. Very tangible, very specific things that are really where my attention and focus are going. And so it's amazing because then every month I have this very clear focus, and this is for both my personal and professional life. It's all encompassing. This isn't just work, because for me, there's no such thing as work-life balance. I'm all about how do we merge and have a holistic approach that's integrated in our lives. And then in terms of weekly time batching, the way this can play out is if you have your 3 core, for me, I have my 3 core monthly goals that I'm looking at that are most impactful. I may for that month realize that actually the most effective way that I'm gonna get all of it done is actually to have each week of the month focus on that, like a specific project. So instead of doing all at the same time throughout the month, I may find that, I really want to focus on content creation for a certain week. I may really want to focus on product development for a certain week. I may have a conference that's coming up that's really, I need to put all my time and energy into that networking and into really showing up present for that. So that could be a week that's really focused on that. So it's really scheduling your time to really be focused and be in that flow state. So whatever is that focus, as long as it aligns for me with my core monthly goal, and then of course my quarterly goal because of that, then I feel really confident that I can just be fully present and not be context switching, but be really, really ensuring that I get the most out of the experience and really show up in an effective and productive way. And then in terms of batching my week in an effective way, I think a really key thing is I personally set aside time every Sunday to do what I call my soul strategy sessions, where it's a 2-hour block of time that's non-negotiable for me, where I really sit down, look at my monthly goals, look at what I've set out is the key for that specific week, and then take time to inventory and see all of the different tasks and meetings and emails and important projects running for that week, and take a moment to really look at where are the similarities in the tasks that I need to get done that week? Where are the tasks that require a similar type of thought pattern from me? So a good way to see this actually, and something I share a lot with my clients is this for me, is your tasks that are creation tasks and require creating energy versus your tasks that are more process tasks or processing energy. For example, with myself, and to be frank, everyone's quite different, and after I've done this with so many different leaders that I've coached, I've seen that it really depends on your style, where your energy levels are, and we can really go into sorting out what's best for you. But in general, I'll use myself as an example. So for me, I know that I'm most productive when I use my mornings and my early afternoons for creating tasks and projects, and then my afternoons and evenings for more of my processing tasks and actions. So for example, I know a non-negotiable daily activity that I do every day, or 2 of them, is my morning movement, my meditation, so actually 3, and then also my morning ritual. So rather than scattering those throughout my day, I do it so in the morning I batch a 3-hour period of time where I do all of them, and I found that has been essential in really setting the foundation for my day. I also, as an example, have another non-negotiable where right after my morning ritual and that morning movement session, I go directly into my 90-minute FEARCE focus session, where then, based on what I've determined in my morning ritual, I now utilize that 90-minute period of time to really get done my most impactful action for the day. And so for me, this is what I have found really works best. Is so in that time, a key thing is I don't do anything in processing mode. So I don't consume podcasts, which I always wanted to do. Guilty of that. I'm really cautious about not setting up meetings at that time unless I really have to. I'm just very diligent about protecting that space to really ensure that then I, stay in that flow state, get all of that work done. So come 9:30 a.m., I already feel productive AF. So anyways, I really think this is a huge game changer in terms of really seeing that you can utilize your energy most effectively. But like I said, the key thing is we're all different, and that I've seen through working with different leaders that some are maybe better at night versus the morning, and that just structuring it based on your schedule is really important. So if you're someone that actually would like a lot, to get that guidance, to get that support from me personally, where we go through and we look at your schedule and really ensure that you're well taken care of, that you're really utilizing your time and energy effectively, and would love that support in doing that, then set up a call with me and we'll go through. We'll really, in a quick call, we'll activate you, we'll get you fully set up, and you'll feel so confident and prepared to just time block the heck out of your schedule, out of your days, and feel so much more confident and free. And if you're someone who's really enjoyed learning this time batching method and this strategy, then I highly recommend checking out my free masterclass in the description box below, where I give a lot more strategies just like this, self-care success systems, and really showing you what's holding you back and ways in which you're sabotaging your success, and also more than anything, how to move past imposter syndrome so you can be the bold and impactful leader that you were born to be. If you've enjoyed this video, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because my next set of videos are going to be so juicy, a whole mixture of topics on leadership, productivity hacks, how to connect to our bodies, a lot of the topics. But I must say, actually, my next video is going to be one of the most vulnerable videos I've shared to date, but it's a topic that is so near and dear to my heart and really, really matters to me. And in this video, I'm going to actually be sharing my story of coping with loss of a parent and, frankly, what I wish I knew. So I hear so often from clients, friends, loved ones, people in my life just who are struggling with it themselves or have those in their life that are struggling with this, of just how to move forward, how to support yourself during these really difficult moments, and how not to feel alone. Because frankly, these painful moments, and what I've seen through my experience, is I have a very, very unique way, it turns out, on how I've really helped support myself in moving forward, finding peace in my experience, and more than anything, utilizing this painful experience as something that has given me fuel to make a bigger impact, to be more bold as a leader, and more than anything, to be a human who shows up more authentically, more vulnerably, and allows space and permission for others to feel more connected to me as well. And as always, I hope you have a fierce day and feel empowered to take action, because you, my friend, matter.